Halo semuanya, selamat jumpa kembali. Kali ini kita akan bahas sebuah SUV yang paling bertenaga di Amerika. Tapi sayangnya SUV ini tidak masuk ke Indonesia. Inilah Toyota Sequoia. Mobil ini merupakan Toyota Sequoia generasi ketiga tahun 2023. Langsung aja kita bahas yang tipe TRD Pro, yaitu tipe yang memiliki fitur off-road. Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro ini menggunakan mesin hybrid yang oleh Toyota diberi nama iForce Max 3.500 liter atau 3.500 cc, BBM bensin, twin turbo, V6 hybrid. Tenaga maksimumnya 437 horsepower. Torsi maksimumnya 790 Nm. Fortuner diesel yang 2.8 aja power maksimumnya 204 horsepower. Torsi maksimumnya 500 Nm. Jauh di bawah Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro ini. Toyota Sequoia ini beratnya 2.795 kg, lumayan berat. 635 kg lebih berat dari Fortuner. Mobil ini memiliki towing capacity, kekuatan menarik beban hingga 4.318 kg. Ini berarti bisa narik dua Fortuner sekaligus. Satu Fortuner beratnya 2.160 kg. Luar biasa, ini sebuah mesin yang sangat powerful. Dimensinya, panjang 5.286 mm, lebih panjang 49 cm dibanding Fortuner. Lebar 2027 mm, lebih lebar 17 cm dibanding Fortuner. Tinggi 1974 mm, lebih tinggi 14 cm dibanding Fortuner. Wheelbase 3099 mm, lebih panjang 35 cm dibanding Fortuner. Ground clearance 231 mm, 6 mm lebih tinggi dari Fortuner. Beratnya 2795 kg, 635 kg lebih berat dari Fortuner. Konsumsi BBM-nya rata-rata 8,5 km per liter. Lumayan boros untuk ukuran mobil hybrid. Mesin hybrid mobil ini didesain untuk menghasilkan tenaga yang besar, bukan untuk efisiensi bahan bakar. Namun masih tetap lebih efisien dibandingkan mobil lain non-hybrid yang menghasilkan tenaga yang sama. Nanti setelah ini teman-teman bisa lihat perbandingannya. Jadi sekarang teman-teman tahu kan seperti apa mobil ini, baik dari sisi tenaga engine-nya maupun dari dimensinya. Mobil ini menggunakan transmisi otomatis 10 speed, dilengkapi kontrol secara elektronik dengan Intelligent ECTI, Sequential Shift Mode, dan Uphill Downhill Shift Logic. Di Amerika, mobil ini dibanderol dengan harga mulai dari 80 ribuan dolar, tergantung opsi fitur yang dipilih. Sekarang kita bandingkan Toyota Sequoia ini dengan SUV paling bertenaga dari Ford, yaitu Ford Bronco Raptor yang mesinnya 3000 cc, twin turbo, EcoBoost, V6, gasoline engine. Power maksimumnya 418 horsepower. Ini berarti 19 horsepower lebih rendah dari Sequoia. Torsi maksimumnya 597 Nm, berarti 193 Nm lebih kecil dari Sequoia. Towing capacity-nya 1588 kg. Ini berarti 2730 kg lebih kecil dari Sequoia. Transmisinya otomatis full speed, beratnya 2418 kg. Ini berarti 377 kg lebih ringan dari Sequoia. Konsumsi BBM rata-rata 6,4 km per liter, Sequoia 8,5 km per liter. Ford Bronco Raptor ini di Amerika dibanderol dengan harga mulai dari 90 ribuan dolar, tergantung dari opsi fitur yang dipilih. Sequoia mulai dari 80 ribuan. Sekarang kita bandingkan dengan Jeep Rubicon yang paling besar mesinnya, yaitu Rubicon 392 bermesin 6.4 liter V8. Power maksimumnya 470 horsepower, berarti 33 horsepower lebih tinggi dari Sequoia. Torsi maksimumnya 637 Nm, berarti 163 Nm lebih kecil dari Sequoia. Towing capacity-nya 1588 kg. Ini berarti 2730 kg lebih kecil dari Sequoia. Beratnya 2315 kg, 480 kg lebih ringan dari Sequoia. Konsumsi rata-rata BBM-nya 5,9 km per liter, Sequoia 8,5 km per liter. Jeep Rubicon mesin V8 ini di Amerika dibanderol dengan harga mulai dari 101 ribuan dolar. 20 ribu dolar lebih mahal dari Sequoia. Toyota Sequoia diproduksi dalam beberapa varian dengan pilihan roda penggerak 2-wheel drive dan 4-wheel drive. Di video ini kita hanya akan bahas yang memiliki fitur off-road paling lengkap, yaitu Toyota Sequoia TRD Pro. Lalu apa saja fitur off-roadnya? Mobil ini adalah 4-wheel drive part-time, artinya mobil ini bisa kita atur kapan mau 2-wheel drive, kapan mau 4-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive diatur dengan kontrol elektronik 2-speed transfer case, yaitu high dan low, serta ada auto LSD, automatic limited slip differential. Dilengkapi pula dengan pengaturan locking rear differential secara elektronik. Grill menggunakan Toyota Heritage Inspire dengan lampu LED bar dan marker amber light, yaitu 3 lampu kecil warna kuning di grill bagian atas untuk memenuhi persyaratan dari Authority Amerika untuk kendaraan-kendaraan berukuran besar. Velg menggunakan Ford EPS TRD Pro 18in warna matte black, menggunakan ban berukuran 285/65 R18 Vulcan Wild Peak all-terrain tire, knalpot dengan dual tip single exhaust, approach angle, yaitu sudut yang bisa dilewati dengan aman tanpa bagian bawah bumper depan menyentuh tanah, adalah 23 derajat. Departure angle atau sudut agar bagian bawah bumper belakang tidak menyentuh tanah adalah 20 derajat. Ada TRD aluminium front skid plate, menggunakan sequential turning light, ada simbol TRD Pro pada kap mesin, dilengkapi power extending tow mirror, yaitu lengan kaca spion yang secara elektrik bisa diperpanjang bergerak ke arah lebih keluar untuk memperluas pandangan ke arah belakang ketika sedang towing. Mobil ini dilengkapi dengan MID atau Multi Information Display 12,3 in full digital instrument cluster, menampilkan speedometer dan RPM, dilengkapi iForce turbo gauge dan max gauge, yaitu torsi gauge. Max gauge-nya selalu mendahului turbo gauge, artinya tenaga kontan tidak terasa turbo lag karena sudah tercover oleh motor elektrik. Karena ini adalah mesin turbo hybrid, bukan turbo konvensional. Drive mode juga bisa ditampilkan di MID.
Feeling. So good job Toyota on these gauges. I really like them. And this powertrain I'm going to talk about right now. It is really nice at low speeds. So coming from a stop sign or whatever, I'm just going to literally stop right now. Very torquey off the line. It kind of gives you V8 power. It's very, very torquey thanks to that iForce Max torque fill. It is pretty quick, especially around town. You're gonna notice that. On the highway, it kind of falls off, but I also expect that. But this does have a lot.
I am contractually obliged to tell you that in our testing, the Sequoia TRD Pro did a 0 to 60 in 6.2 seconds and a quarter mile in 14.7 at a speed of 93.5 miles per hour. But
power it on. Oh, that Toyota exhaust system. Now that's a specific TRD exhaust. Love it or hate it, it's certainly unique.
So when we owned our Sequoia TRD Pro, I absolutely enjoyed starting it all the time. It just had a very raspy tone for the V6 exhaust. The pumped in V8 noise on it was very subtle compared to like the Tundra TRD Pro, but that exhaust sounds really good.
Suspensi depan mobil ini menggunakan tipe independent double wishbone, dilengkapi suspensi TRD Pro Off-Road dengan 2,5 in Fox internal bypass coilover dan TRD Pro front stabilizer bar. Bagian belakang menggunakan suspensi tipe coil spring multilink dengan rear remote reservoir shocks.
touch on this with TRD Pro stitched into it. You have the red stitching around, and then the technical camo follows on into the interior. I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the power of the steering wheel real quick. So we have a 12.3-inch screen right here, a 14-inch screen standard, and on the steering wheel too, we have a nice center line right there in red, and then it also reads TRD right down here at the bottom. And it's inlaid into the steering wheel, which is nice so it doesn't protrude out. We have heated and ventilated seats, which is nice, an integrated trailer brake, rear backup assist for if you're towing a trailer, a full 360 camera view. Now, one of my gripes about the Sequoia TRD Pro is this is not a TRD Pro right here, and it's just a normal SR5 Sequoia. I kind of wish that it was a little bit more exclusive as you get into there. But coming down the center console is where we get a lot of goodies. We have our rear locker right here, our traction control, again the 360 camera, our parking brake on and off. It is an electronic parking brake, but you can still physically do it. And then the real stuff right here, we have multi-terrain select, the crawl control, all of our drive modes, tow haul, and it's all integrated with this. So sport, normal, eco, if you really want to do that. And then when you press your multi-terrain select button using the same dial, you're gonna have all your multi-terrain modes. So we have auto, dirt, sand, mud, and deep snow. So that's pretty cool that that changes all of that for you. Just everything is integrated with this dial right here. Continuing on to the center console, this is where our cup holders are right here. You have a wireless charger right there. More soft touch material all through the dash right here, and also where your knees would rest while you're driving. We have Toyota spelt out in heritage style right there for the passenger. I really like that accent on the TRD Pros. And up here we do have a digital mirror. So if you have stuff stacked up in the back or your kids are blocking your view, you could just do this digital mirror right here to showcase everything in the back. The center console on the Sequoia is pretty trick, so you got some storage right here. You could slide this back if you want for some easy access stuff right here, or the driver can open this up to get their snacks, or if the passenger is hungry, they also have a button right there to release to get their snacks. A very cavernous, deep center console with also USB-C and USB-A.
Power it on. Oh, that Toyota interior is all business. I mean, we have this massive 14-inch display that gives lots of information. But the nice thing about this vehicle is that even though the display is huge, they don't rely on it for all of the controls. You actually have a lot of push button controls right beneath it. And that's everything from the multi-zone climate control system to some of the off-road features. Like I can lock my rear differential with a button right here. I can also change my camera view with a button right here. Towing, it's a button. Traction control off, still a button. The only thing I'm really missing here is a radio tuning knob, which would be a dial on the right. Instead, they put this really clumsily located USB-A socket.
Because Toyota can actually fix this really good infotainment by just leaving this sidebar on at all times like a Jaguar Land Rover would, and that is literally my only problem with this whole thing. Well, there's one other problem. It's a little bit hard to reach the right side of the screen because it is so massive, but my workaround for that is actually just using the steering wheel buttons, and it does work really well. Right beside the mode button, you just press these arrows and you can skip your tracks, and you don't have to really reach that far away. Oh, and one thing about the Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, it is only wireless, which is a bit of a pain. It has disconnected for me a couple times where I've had to go through the settings and then click connect, so wired would have been nice, or at least the option for both. We've also got a 360 camera, which at the size of this thing is really nice to have. If you press the view button, you get egg mode. So thank you, Toyota, for egg mode. My son really likes seeing that. He was very impressed by egg mode. He is too. He actually thought the camera was chasing him around the vehicle, so he really enjoyed that. And thankfully, Toyota has still left us some hard buttons for the climate controls. We have heated and cooled seats. All that stuff works really well. Big old volume knob. We've got USB-C, USB-A, and we do have some gloss black down here. Not the most. Would have been nice if that was deleted for the same textured pattern that's beside the cup holders. And let's test the visor, which I should have been using this entire time, which would have been nice to block the sun. 3, 2, 1. Full pass. Good job, Toyota, and they're massive. And we have a fully digital gauge cluster. There is some customization between the tachometer and speed and all that stuff, so it does look pretty good. But my favorite part about the gauge is the iForce turbo gauge and the max gauge. what the two gauges show really translate to what you feel, because you get that torque feel before the turbo kind of kicks in. So I'm just gonna floor it. The max gauge is gonna go first, and then turbo gauge is gonna follow, and it really feels exactly like what I'm feeling. So good job, Toyota, on these gauges. I really like them.
So getting to the back rows of the Sequoia, this is where stuff is a little hit or miss with some individuals. Personally, for me, the center row of the Sequoia, I enjoyed. It is very spacious back here. These seats are able to recline back. You have so much room. This is my driving position on the Sequoia, just a little bit further back from the A-pillar. Actually, I could probably scoot that up, but look at all the space that you have. But before you get in, you have the peasant blockers right here. You still have more soft touch material up top with the red stitching that continues. The floor mats back here are still exclusive TRD Pro ones with the tire going through, and the technical camo also continues for these back seats. So you have the lever right here if you want to recline it back some more, so you have a nice, comfortable seat. The only thing for the price range of the Sequoia, guys, is you don't have AC or heated seats for these second rows. So it is a full 3-zone climate control, which is nice. So the rear occupants can control their own climate, and you do have USB-A, USB-C, and a 400-watt outlet inverter right there. But it would just be nice for at this price range, because the Platinum is around the same price. It gets heated and ventilated seats in the back. It would just be nice for the Sequoia to get that as well. So we have our seats right here. How the heck do you get into the back? Well, the same one that you use to recline the seat can also be used to tumble. And then you have steps right here to get into the back seats. Now, these seats are fixed. So that is where, you know, some people complain that have children maybe, is if you have a car seat right here and you need to get into the back seat, you're not able to tumble that forward, or you're not able to slide the seat forward to access the back. So the only way you can get into the back is with the tumble feature right here. Now, both of these seats are down. The nice thing is that they are automatic. So we're gonna go ahead and lift this left seat up real quick, just by the press of a button. My hand is off of it now. And we're gonna lift that seat up, and you will notice, right, that these seats aren't technical camo. So we have technical camo center and the front seats, but we don't have technical camo right here in the back. Now, the nice thing about the back when you climb up in is they are still reclining seats. My head starts to touch a little bit, but you do have a decent amount of space back here. I'm gonna go ahead, put this seat back. And I do have some decent amount of space back here in the back for my knees. Now, the cool thing too is that down here at the bottom, we have, well, it's all the way back, but we have sliding stuff. So when we get into the back, I'll show you the cargo space, but you are able to slide your seat more right here if you want to have more space for cargo, or if you want your rear occupants to have more space, you could slide the seat back. But we have cup holders back here for the rear occupants. You also have peasant blockers in the back, HVAC control or HVAC vents for everyone too. We have some nice LED lights. But then for USBs, we only have a USB-C right here on this side. And then when you're in the back and you want to get out, just grab this strap right here, seat will tumble forward, and you're able to get out of the Sequoia. So coming to the back of this dirty Terra TRD Pro Sequoia, to pop the back glass, all we do is that there's a little lift gate right here under the windshield wiper. Now, so I'm gonna say this, after owning our Sequoia, I didn't really care that the window didn't go up and down. I wish it did, just, you know, because that's what Sequoias did. But it is easy to still open up this window if you needed to get some stuff out of the back. And then down here, we do have an automatic tailgate on the Sequoia, which is very, very nice. But we have the seats back here, guys. You can see how little space is gonna be in the back of the Sequoia. It is not a full-size Suburban Yukon XL, Expedition XL, whatever. It's not that full size of vehicles. So this is about a Tahoe size when it comes to those vehicles. But I had that seat reclined all the way back, and we can see that we're getting very close right here to the end, pretty much right there at the glass. But if we still want to have some space back here, our switches are right here on the side, to where we can put that seat down to get a little bit more space. The headrest tumbles forward. And then this is our space in the back of the Sequoia. So you can't take these seats out, you know, easily, and they don't fold down completely flat, as you can see. So Toyota's solution for that was to make this little shelf right here that gives you a flat surface, which is very, very nice. However, you do have to lift stuff up a bit higher to put onto this shelf right here. But it is nice for like Costco runs or Sam's Club's runs, you can stack stuff up in here fairly easily. And you have this plastic piece right down here if you want to put like frozen stuff or cold stuff right there, and then put the bigger items right here in the back. So really, this is one of the cons that the Sequoia has. If you're looking for a flat surface, the Sequoia definitely doesn't have it, but Toyota's best bet for that solution was this right here. And the reason why that the seats aren't able to fold down all the way is because the Sequoia is a hybrid, and Toyota decided to put the batteries right under the rear seats.
This vehicle also has Toyota's dash cam system. Now this is interesting in that it integrates a dash cam, which is a very popular way of kind of tracking what other drivers are doing around you. Some insurance companies really like for you to be able to provide proof that what you did was not wrong, and that provides that proof. Now, this system is very interesting in that it is integrated into the dynamics of the vehicle. So if you twitch or if you slam on the brakes, it automatically records what has happened up to that point and what happens after that point in gaps of about 2 to 3 minutes. You can also override it by just hitting a button up there, the big action button, and that will then roll video. And it records to a little 16 gigabyte, at least this one came with a 16 gigabyte card that can be removed, and it records standard MP4 files. Though the resolution's not great, but it's definitely good enough for what you need a dash cam for. So would I get that, or would I get an aftermarket dash cam? Well, the nice thing with this one is it is integrated into the vehicle, so you can kind of not think about it until you need it. The downside of the Toyota dash cam is that the software isn't very good. When you try to copy files from the card using the built-in Wi-Fi, it drops most of the time. In fact, probably all the time. I've only tried to copy a couple files, and it basically just forgets that it's connected via Wi-Fi while you're doing the download, and it just shuts off downloads. Like, what's the point? That's the reason why, as of the time of this filming, the dashcam application on the Apple Store only has 1.5 stars. So Toyota's going to have to get on that if they want something like that to take off. If they want people to pay the extra money for that system, it better provide a superior experience. And currently, it doesn't. I like the idea of it though. I think it's good that Toyota is thinking ahead and what consumers are wanting, and I think a dash cam is a nicely integrated piece. One less thing that you have to worry about after purchasing the vehicle. Okay, here we go. I keep hearing these beeps from the built-in camera up here, because I think whenever it detects a quick response, it didn't do it that time, it's thinking an incident has happened, and it tries to loop it onto the dash cam. I look forward to seeing that footage a little bit later. Of course, I'll insert it here in the video so you can see it in real time where we have it.